Ali, tfadl.
Just what you just saying that keep practically. There's people come from Africa. They take the Africa, they come back, they forget their own language. That's not what's saying that. They just say practically. Always go to practice.
Yes.
Get more knowledge.
Naam, jazakallah khair, without a doubt. You'll lose it quickly. Barakallahu fikum.
Yeah, question here. What is the ruling on a divorced Muslim couple going to a kafir court for a judgment pertaining to the responsibility of their child?
Question says, what is the ruling on a divorced Muslim couple going to the non-Muslim authorities for rulings with regards to their child, custody, so on and so forth? This is a very important question, and it is a very often repeated situation. And that is because marriage is a reality, and so is divorce. And it's very common among Muslims and non-Muslims in 2016 and before 2016. Now please everyone, try your best to pay attention and listen carefully. Because there's some people who say there was a specific question and you didn't answer the specific question. No, we say you didn't listen. Your ears were clogged with wax. You didn't listen to the answer last night. The answer was extremely clear. For those who want it to be clear. Everybody understand this? The answer was clear. The lens is clear. Your eyes are bad. So everyone just listen carefully, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very important. In Islam, we have two concepts. We have one which is called al-ifta and one which is called al-qada. Al-ifta and al-qada. Al-ifta is basically you asking me something. What's permissible? What's impermissible? What's disliked? What's recommended according to Allah and His Rasul? Why and how? You ask me what's the ruling on drinking with your left hand. I tell you it's haram to drink with your left hand. Or I tell you it's disliked to drink with your left hand. Whether I tell you the reason why, the dalil or not, that is called ifta. That's a fatwa. That is ikhbar anillah wa an hukmihi. To tell the people about Allah and His rulings. Everybody understand this? You can't drink with your left hand. That's ifta. As far as al-qada, then al-qada is two people coming to me arguing over drinking with the left hand. One person says it's haram, the other says it is recommended or disliked or whatever the case may be. I come, I listen to both of them, and I say drinking with the left hand is haram, and if I catch you drinking with your left hand again, you'll be flogged 50 times. You'll be arrested and locked up for drinking with your left hand. Out. Next case. Al-qada is informing the people about Allah, giving them the ruling of Allah and forcing them to follow it. Enforcing the law. Law enforcement is a legislative ruling with the strength and muscle behind it to enforce it, to make sure that it will be implemented, regardless whether you're convinced or not. But you're not going to drink with your left hand. And if you do, then there will be measures that will be taken against you for you to be convinced, at least outwardly. So in America, if you go and you get a ruling from the imam of the masjid, the child should go with the mother, the child should go with the father, you guys should split the custody, he should be able to see his daughter every single weekend on the holidays and in the summer, etc. That's fine. They walk out the masjid, they may have even agreed in front of the imam in the masjid at the table. They walk out the masjid and say, oh, listen to that imam. Imam knows nothing. I don't care. You don't learn nothing in my life. You're not seeing your child again. I'm keeping my daughter. Don't call my house. Change the number. That's not your father. That's not your mother. This is your real mother. This is your real father, etc. What can the imam do? Little to nothing. Little to nothing. He gave you the ruling. He told you the proofs and evidences, or he didn't. But the imam can do little to nothing. But the qadi, one was a judge. He is going to tell the sister, let the man see his daughter once a week. These are rules. It's a verdict. And if he comes back to me and he tells me that you prevent him from seeing his daughter, then you're going to be fined or whatever the case may be. There's going to be legal problems now. Everybody understand this? He has the ability to tell the people of the ruling and enforce the ruling. So in America, do we have Islamic courts? Is there a qadi? Is there a body of Muslim police officers? Is there? We may have goons. We may have brothers, big akis in the masjid who are loyal to the imam and willing to do things. It's a reality for those who know it and those who don't know it. Maybe it's too old school. It's a reality. Brothers that are willing to stop this from happening and keep this from happening. But it's not legal. It's not formal. It isn't official. And if they get caught doing something to that brother or sitting outside that sister's house or whatever the case may be, they're going well. They're going to be in trouble. Because they are not the law. They do not have legal authority to do so. To enforce the rulings of the imam. Even though it's right. Even though it's right. Everybody pay close attention. Everybody pay close attention. So therefore in America, do we have this? If you don't have this, as if, I'm not saying this, but as if a person can say, there's no faida in me going to the mosque and getting advice and ruling from the imam or a scholar or a student knowledge, whatever he is. Because the people can do whatever they want to do. Because there's no enforcement. And at best, the only thing that can happen at the masjid is ifta. At best. If the person is qualified to tell them about the ruling of Allah and His Rasul, that's it. There is no legal enforcement. So therefore, if the Muslims can settle it among the Muslims, peacefully, respectfully, they can sit and listen to the kitab and to the sunnah, the imam of the masjid, the sheikh of the markaz, the sheikh of the center, he says, no, that's not right, sister. You have to let him see his daughter. No, akhi, that's not right. You're not allowed to come in the house and sit and drink tea and coffee. No. You meet here, the father, the wali, the mahram, so on and so forth. And they agree upon that, alhamdulillah, that's best. But in most cases, they're not going to do that. In most cases, they're not going to do that. There's going to be selfishness, there's going to be greed, there's going to be spite, there's going to be mud thrown upon the necks. When a man and a woman lived with each other for 5 years, 10 years, they loved each other, they were intimate with each other, they had children. He did this, she did that, he broke my heart, she broke my heart, he cheated, this and that. They split up. It's going to be feelings, strong feelings involved. And that child is going to be used as an instrument of revenge. A tool for injury. This is my wrench. It's my wrench against you, my hammer against you. I'm going to use this child to get at you. I'm going to use this daughter of yours to hurt you because I can't do it anymore. We're separated and you hurt me, so on and so forth. So if there's no legal authority and no legal force, what can you do living here in America? Some Muslims can amicably, peacefully settle the issue. That's best, alhamdulillah. But everybody's not like the rest. The majority of people are not going to be like that. So sometimes the only thing that you can do, sometimes the only solution is to go to the kafir, taghut courts. Because they have the power and they have the enforcement. It's a restraining order placed upon you. If you're caught over this woman's house, in front of her house, around the corner, you're getting locked up. She has full custody. The only time you see your daughter is when she agrees. And that's the bottom line. Right, wrong, haq, batil, khata, sawab, ruling of Allah or ruling of the taghut and of jahiliyyah. That's how it goes. And this is from the harms of living in non-Muslim societies and immigrating to non-Muslim societies. It seems nice, you make money, you this and that, but there's a world of vices, a world of problems that come with your application and implementation of Islam that you just can't get in a non-Muslim society. So therefore, my advice to the couple or the ex-couple is to try to work it out the best way they can among the Muslims. If they can't, or the advice that they get is bad, or the imam or the sheikh is too weak, he's feeble in what he says, he's not strong, and there's no way that they can get their rights and get true justice except through the taghut laws. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Wallahu a'lam. Hopefully that's clear. تفضل تفضل بسم الله. السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
تفضل. Come, salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, Sheikh, I just want to know what is the ruling on sitting on this kind of position? I mean, sitting and resting on your left hand like this. Because I was taught by our friend a few times ago that this is a kind of sitting that the anger of Allah is upon the one who's sitting in this position. I'm sitting like this.
Question is regarding a person reclining on his or her left arm, and that being a sitting of those upon whom Allah, through His anger, al-maghdubi alayhim. We say, especially in a class or a lecture, it's best to sit up, whether you cross leg like that, or say Indian style or yoga position, however way you want to word it. Okay, sitting on your knees like in jalsa position in salah, that's best, especially from the concept of attentiveness and also from the concept of respect. Something we spoke about many times. Many brothers that come to the classes and they sit, they lean back, they recline, which is considered to be a great deal of disrespect. Many brothers that come, they stick their feet towards you in your face, they sit with their feet out. It's also considered to be very disrespectful. So regardless of the hadith, is the hadith sahih or not, we don't want to get into that. What's meant by that hadith, so on and so forth. The general concept of avoiding it, you can't lose. You can't lose. Let alone the fact that it's a doubtful issue. Some of those ulama who hold the view that a hadith is sahih, and they say that's the sitting of these people upon whom Allah earned, or upon whom Allah, through His anger, the Yahud, and others than the Yahud. Why would you even enter into the realm of difference of opinion on that issue? Avoid it. And the concept of sitting in a class, what's the purpose of sitting back like that anyway? How much attention are you paying? How beneficial, how much are you enjoying the class if you're reclining and leaning back like that? That's in a class. As far as in a person's home, eating, then we say that's also something which isn't preferable. Whereas the Prophet ﷺ told us, I do not eat reclining. I do not eat in a reclined position, which also proves something different. Sitting back, eating, is that healthy? Is that good for you? How much food are you going to eat when you're leaning back like that? How are you digesting your food? Everybody understand this? And also just the comfort of the body. So there are many wisdoms in a person not sitting like that, regardless whether the hadith is sahih or not. It's best to avoid, and a person shouldn't do it. And a person should not do it. Wallahu ta'ala alam. It's my humble advice on that issue. Wallahu alam. Clear, inshallah? No questions, Nafis, so stop. Fadla Bashir.
One last.
The rulings about voting, you know, is a decision in this country. A lot of Muslim people maybe cannot go vote. We, you know, as a Muslim, we should reject the vote. And
Tfadal.
because if I'm not mistaken, it's repeat. The hope will only for Allah. The one who not ruled by Allah rules. They are kafirun, zalimun, and fasiqun. And Now in this country, they facing the election and Muslim gonna vote. It's allowed for them to vote.
Question says, or regarding voting, are Muslims allowed to vote? If a Muslim votes, is that a means of supporting the Taghut, propagating the Taghut, believing in the Taghut, following the Taghut, the false deity, he who rules with other than what Allah has sent down, man-made laws, man-made rules, commands and prohibitions that come from the views of men, for the people, by the people, etc. Is it permissible to vote? So on and so forth. We say, is that why do Muslims vote? Why is a Muslim going to vote? He's going to vote because they're living in a country which things are different and things are not original as they should be and how they used to be. Pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Regardless whether it is a Muslim country or Arabic country or Islamic country, or whether it's in a Western country, in which Muslims are the minority, in which Islam doesn't have the upper hand, in which the Sharia is not the flag that is being slapped in the wind. Everybody understand this? The flag that's high on the pole flaps violently because it's so high. The wind blows it. It's the highest flag in the land. Even though people say that they're Muslim, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, whatever the case may be. This is one of the reasons, if not the reason why people don't want to vote. Because things are different, whether in a Muslim country or in a Western country. So obviously, if the Sharia is not dominant, or if the Muslims are the minority, it's going to be a whole new, different set of rules. Whether right or wrong, you can and you can't do it. Specifically in our country, America, in the West, Muslims are not the majority. Muslims do not have legal authority. Muslims do not have political force on a large scale. Everybody understand this? So the reason behind people voting is for some type of change. For better, for worse, for rights, oppression, basic living, eating and drinking, and the list goes on. So this is going to be a new modern day fiqh issue. A fiqh issue that did not exist in the past. Because in the good old days, Muslims lived as one. Aqidah, politics, ibadah, the leader, it was all one practice of Islam. The colonial era, Khilafah, this and that. The states of the Muslims were split up, were cut up. They literally carved out Africa, literally carved it up. Give me Uganda, I'll take Niger, you take Nigeria. Give me Sudan, I'll take South Africa. I want the Congo. This is what happened. Let alone the Middle East. Transjordan goes to the French, Syria, Damascus, Palestine. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So this is a new issue. And if it's a new issue, then it has to go back to the ijtihad of the ulama. Those who have the ability to look at the new issues and base them on the old dalil, the original dalil. What Allah says in the Quran, what the Prophet says in authentic Sunnah, what the Muslims agreed upon. Does voting fall under وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ? Does voting fall under loving the Taghut or not? So if it goes back to the ijtihad of the ulama, then you're going to have some who say yes, and you're going to have some who say no. Some will say it isn't that clear. Some say it's very clear. Some may say it's a necessity. They live in America. They're the minorities. What are they supposed to do? Increase the number, grow, have no say-so in what happens, and policy, and the laws around them, and the list goes on. So this is going to be called Mas'ala Fiqhiyya Nazila. It's a new fiqh issue, in which those ulama who deal with these issues are going to determine what's right and what's wrong based off of their ijtihad. So those Muslims who have the ability to look and to decide for themselves, that's what they should do. I feel voting's haram, I feel voting's halal. Those Muslims who are not qualified for this, then they have to ask those ulama whom they trust and whom they respect. And the fatwa that they give them, that is what they're to do. And there's some ulama who may say, some of the ulama of today, they may say, voting is permissible, especially in America. Whereas you are the minority, it is not an Islamic state, it is not a state ruled by Islam. You have to do something for your social situation. And other ulama, they may say the exact opposite. No, la yajuz. And it is from loving the Taghut and supporting the Taghut. You're voting for liars, people who break their promises, slanderers. They're not even Muslim, and the list goes on. Being a part of the system, being a part of that agreement to abide by the man-made kufr laws. That's extremely problematic from the get-go. So this is an issue of ijtihad, in which the modern-day fuqaha have spoken in detail. They talked about this. Can a person vote or not? Everybody saying this? These are the two sides of the ulama. You have to follow what you feel is safest, what you feel is most beneficial for your deen and for your dunya, and what you feel is closest to Allah's good pleasure, whether it's supporting voting or not. Somebody may say we have to vote, we have to spread Islam, we have to keep Islam alive. We can allow people to just come and change rules and try to wipe away Islam. And it's impossible for there to be millions of Muslims in a place and have no type of political activism whatsoever. And others may say the exact opposite. Wallahu a'lam. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.